Hello and welcome to yet another episode of The Food Files with me, Russell Van Kreinberg, the Foodophile. This is where we myth, bust, debunk, kill, mess up, maim. We do all sorts of things to myths on this show. So let's dive right in. Today we're talking about caffeine myths. Let's run through this before my caffeine high wears off. Okay, number one. Caffeine dehydrates you. This one is a big old false. In fact, while it is a mild diuretic, which means it's going to cause you to pee and other things, it's not really going to dehydrate you more than most liquids out there. Unless, of course, you drink a lot of it in a very short amount of time, in which case, yes, it can actually dehydrate you. Number two, caffeine is bad for exercise. You're going to think this one's true, right? Yeah, no, it's false. A New York Times article reported that caffeine enhances endurance in aerobic activities, not high-rise crap, and even performance in anaerobic ones. And I have no idea what the difference between those two types of activities are, but apparently there are two ways to exercise. That can't be right. Oh, and look at this. It blunts the perception of pain while you're working out, so you can push yourself harder. Look at that. So, who knew? Apparently you should be drinking a shitload of coffee before you go running. Just kidding, don't do that. So, number three. Soda contains more caffeine than coffee. This one is false. In fact, coffee contains about 3 times as much caffeine as soda does. In case you're curious, 8 ounces of coffee has about 95 milligrams, while the same amount of tea has about 45. Soda, 22, and then, in case you're curious, a bar of chocolate has as little as 5 milligrams of caffeine. So if you're the type of person who wakes up and eats a shit ton of chocolate to wake up in the morning, you're not doing it right. Number 4, caffeine is a drug. This is true, although it's only considered a mild stimulant. Specifically, the FDA calls it an OTC, or an over-the-counter substance, and it is generally regarded as safe. All that means is that it's fine for you to take, you're not going to lose control, have hallucinations and whatnot. Because if you are, something else is wrong with you. So, caffeine is addictive then, right? If it's a drug. This one's false. Unlike classic stimulants, think of, well, cocaine, amphetamine, all that fun stuff. I mean, bad stuff, don't do it. There's rarely a strong compulsion to use caffeine. Yes, you will experience withdrawal, though, if you do decide to quit caffeine cold turkey. In case you're wondering what the symptoms of caffeine withdrawal is, they include headaches, fatigue, anxiety, irritability, depressed mood, and difficulty concentrating. Really, that's just life without caffeine in general. Number 6. So it's a drug, but it's not addictive. But I know for a fact you can OD on it, right? Yes, that one's true, but you have to drink a lot of it. In fact, most scientists and doctors say you'll start noticing issues around 1 gram of caffeine intake. That's about 10 cups of coffee. But to be lethal, it's generally regarded that you have to consume about 10 grams or 100 cups of coffee. If you're drinking that much coffee, you got bigger problems. Number 7, caffeine can cause hyperactivity in children. This one's false. Who knew? While it can boost energy, it's not dangerous, and it's not going to cause them to go crazy. In fact, honestly, the sugar that's in soda is probably going to do more damage than the caffeine. And, believe it or not, moderate amounts of caffeine have been shown to help children with ADHD. Well, we'll just pretend that's a study that was not paid for by the soda industry. Moving right along. Myth number 8, caffeine will sober you up. We've all done it. We've, had 1 to 8 cups of coffee when we're drunk and trying to wake up and get sober for a job interview that, well, is kind of really important because you need that job because, face it, life costs money. But apparently this one is false. In fact, studies have shown that caffeine, not coffee, caffeine, whatever. Mixing coffee or caffeine and alcohol can actually make your reaction time worse. That's good to know. Number 9. Oh, I don't have a number 9. Number 10. Caffeine is unhealthy. We all know caffeine improves alertness, concentration, energy, and generally makes you happy. But does all this come at a price? No. Actually, caffeine is not unhealthy. In fact, studies show that caffeine can be pretty healthy for you, in moderation, of course. Here, it contains high levels of antioxidants. It can reduce the level of histamines, For those of you without allergies, well, you're lucky. Studies show it can also reduce the risk of Parkinson's disease, liver disease, type 2 diabetes, and a whole bunch of other crap you, well, don't want. And in addition to that, it increases memory, detoxes the liver, relieves post-workout pain, eases depression, increases stamina, and can even protect against eyelid spasm. Although I'm pretty sure my eyelid spasm comes from the fact that I drink a lot of caffeine. Well, there you go. 10, just kidding, 9, caffeine myths, all busted, debunked, broken, mixed up, messed up, dead. That's right. Now you know, caffeine is very healthy. Just kidding, it's kind of healthy. Something like that.